Everyone likes to have great ideas. I don't know anybody who says, you know what, I only want to have stupid ideas. Everyone likes to have great ideas. So I thought I'd talk for a few minutes today about how to have great ideas. First way to have great ideas is to listen to other people. And understand that all your great ideas don't have to be your ideas. When you listen to other people, you'll hear what they're talking about. You'll hear a lot of creativity that's good, that's uplifting, inspiring, and occasionally some of it will speak to you. When you hear someone who's speaking with passion, when you hear someone who's speaking with positivity, when you hear someone who's inviting you to be a part of their idea, not asking you to implement their idea, but instead inviting you to share in what they're doing, that's a great idea. When it wakes up something inside of you, that's a great idea. And that's where you want to say, you know what? I want to latch on to that great idea, because every great idea doesn't have to be your great idea. I get a lot of credit for the Thanksgiving dinner. We're coming up on our 32nd Thanksgiving dinner, and it's taught me so many lessons across the decades. But one of them, has been very formidable, and that's this. It wasn't my idea to have a Thanksgiving dinner. In fact, I was opposed to it. Pete Korkovalis, a friend of mine, a guy I used to go trout fishing with, his daughter had died the year or two before that, tragically. Beautiful young woman, and so we would go trout fishing together when I first moved to Riverside. He was a son of San Bernardino, and he knew all the different trout fishing lakes out in that area and the mountains around us. And so I would go out with him, and I didn't know anything about this area. I was brand new to Riverside, 33 years old. And as it came up on Thanksgiving, he had a burden for the homeless, and he said, you know what, Eric, we really ought to have a Thanksgiving dinner at the church. And I said, Pete, I don't want to do that. I'm my first Thanksgiving back in California. I'm going to go be with my family. He said, Eric, I'll do everything. He said, I'll buy the turkeys, I'll cook the food. All you have to do is get some people to help me with it. So he talked me into it. He cooked everything. He did so much work. A dozen or so people came out to help out. We prepared for 125 people, maybe 150. I don't remember which it was. 125, I think, though. Nobody showed up. And I thought, what a stupid idea. I'm glad I don't have to do this again. And someone said, let me go in and call around, see if I can find some who needs the food. They started calling around. They found a place called Bethlehem House, a home for battered women out in San Bernardino. Pete said he had heard of it, even knew where it was. It was one of those kinds that's hidden because, they're hiding the women from women and children who have been abused from their men. But Pete was president of the Optimist Club, maybe for all of California at that time, or Southern California. And Pete knew where it was at. He had even supported it. So we called him back and said, okay, have you had Thanksgiving dinner? And they said, no. I said, well, how many people do you have? He said, 125. We had exactly the right amount of food. Pete and some of the folks loaded it up, and we made our first Thanksgiving delivery that year. And even though we had set up for so many, by the end of that day, we were already planning for the second annual Thanksgiving dinner. Now it'll be 32 years later that we've done. Not because I had a great idea, but because Pete had a great idea. He spoke about it with passion. He shared it with me. He didn't tell me I had to do it. He said he would do it. I said, I'll come alongside you, even when I didn't want to. And then it became really evident that it was a great idea and it met a need. The way to know that it's a great idea is because someone's passionate about it. It inspires them. It brings out something in you. It speaks to your heart. And then they don't ask you to do it. They invite you to come along with them, to be a part of it. And they're making a sacrifice also. It doesn't have to be your idea. It might be their idea. And as you get involved in other people's great ideas, pretty soon, what happens is seeds get planted, and great ideas just won't stop. They keep popping up everywhere you go because you've started to dwell in the community of great ideas. Pete died a couple of years ago. But, that dinner that he started 32 years ago, going to happen again this year. It'll continue. I'll tell his story in front of everyone before we serve a single meal. Pete, well, God rest his soul. He's home, hopefully celebrating in heaven with his daughter. I have no idea what heaven's like. But a great idea, it lives on. Great ideas, I believe there's a nucleus to them that's eternal. Hey, if it's been a while since you've had a great idea, maybe today's a great time to listen to someone else's ideas. When you hear something that inspires you, when you hear someone speak with great passion, something they believe in, they're not asking you just to implement it, but they're inviting you to share in this great idea. Why not jump in with both feet? I really believe that's how we become the miracle. Hey, go be the miracle today. You were created not to be humdrum, not to just be any old thing. You were created to be miraculous. I'm going to go finish my run, have a cup of coffee, and go to work. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much to Bob Moore and the people of Whittier who have taken care of the budget for Siempre para los Niños this weekend. God bless you guys.